Hello, if you're on, welcome to Get Gritty with Krista in the month of July. Hello, welcome to our Wednesday night call, Get Gritty with Krista. We are so excited to have you on. Welcome. Got several jumping on. It's right at 8 o'clock, so we are fixing to get started. Just going to give everybody just a few seconds. Okay, well, we are going to get started. It is straight up and down 8 o'clock. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to my world. This is the horse trailer. So some of you can see a little bit, and this is my office slash home for since Sunday, and hopefully we will be here through Friday or Saturday with McKay making the short go. So we're super excited, and I just want to thank you for letting me just come to you live tonight from right here. The lighting is horrible, and so I just kind of laughed because I had said last week, oh my gosh, if you thought last week I am just going to work so hard on my makeup and my hair. Now this is a little bit of rodeo hair going on, but it actually does look much better in person. But I want you to check out these awesome earrings that I got at the trade show. These are hand-painted leather. They're actually two pieces of leather laying on top of each other that are hand-painted. And I thought these looked truly, truly Wild West, even though the lighting is horrible. So I thought these were super cool. And then I have on a super cool, since y'all loved the necklace that I had on last week, that this is an old turquoise necklace that was actually Bill's mom's. So how cool is that? So I did dress it up for you a little bit tonight, but we are in the horse trailer tonight, and I am coming to you live, and this is Get Gritty with Krista in the month of July. And girls, we are here to talk about just the basics. We are talking about booking. We are talking about coaching. We are talking about selling, and we are talking about recruiting. So I am so thrilled and so excited that you chose to be on tonight. If you are on tonight and you are not on Voxer, I want to make sure that you get the Voxer app. I want to make sure that you download it, and then you let me or your sales director know, because we have a special accountability group that is just for you. It started last Thursday after this call, and we used to have this huge group that was the Ready Right Now girls, and it just became so large, and so I really wanted to take it down where it was just a small, intimate group that was just accountability, that would hold each other accountable, that we would stay together, we would know who was doing what was going on, and we could cheer each other on. And so we have a brand new Voxer group that is called Grit Girls, and if you are not part of that Voxer group, I want to make sure that you contact me where I can add you to that, okay? So we are so super excited. So I'm going to look over here at my notes, and a few things. I'm going to have to put my glasses on, but a few things that I just want to go over real quick is I've got some amazing recognition, super recognition going on. So if you did not turn in your faces or your numbers, know that every week, I put it out in the Grit group today, I put it out to your directors, but every week, if you will turn in your recognition, I am going to give consultant recognition. So we have number of faces. We have Jamie Carlson with 4 faces this past week, and also Michelle Birch, both from the Sarah Neal unit, 4 faces. Number of parties, Jamie Carlson from the Sarah Neal unit, Melissa Moore from the Montana Hammonds unit, and Michelle Birch from the Sarah Neal unit. Number of bookings, Jamie Carlson, 6 bookings from the Sarah Neal unit, Melissa Moore 2, and Michelle Birch 2 new bookings from the Sarah Neal unit. And then total retail sales, career surveys, and interviews, Jamie Carlson with 1 from the Sarah Neal unit, So ladies, that is what we're looking at. We are so excited. So you are looking at the number of faces, the number of parties, the number of bookings, your total sales, your total surveys and interviews, new team members, and then we're all working for that $600 wholesale in the month of July. I don't have my bracelets here with me, but oh my gosh, you've seen me post the pictures. I want to make sure that you have got the new and updated Rodeo Club tracking, okay? This is 2 pages. This is just a sheet that lets you know everything and lets you know everything that you can win. This is a tracking sheet that I want it to become your best friend, okay? This is a sheet that when you don't do this, this is what can easily happen. One week you're just working and you're calling and you're talking and you're texting and you're selling and you're like, man, I am so working. But then when you write it out on this, you're like, I really wasn't working that much. You know, I really didn't hold any classes. I didn't really have any sales. Well, it felt like I was working. And then there's, I don't even think I was working. And you fill this out and you're like, oh my gosh, I sold $1,000 this week. Man, I was truly working. So this becomes what I call an investigative tool. This becomes the investigative tool when you say to me, Krista, I want to move up in this business, but I just don't know what I'm doing. I can quickly look. Maybe you're parties and you're not having any sales. Maybe you're holding a ton of parties and you're seeing a ton of people, but you're not holding any interviews. This could become an investigative tool where we can get one-on-one, knee-to-knee, nose-to-nose, toe-to-toe, and we can figure out what is that missing link. And the first thing is that you got on this link tonight. So I want you to applaud yourself just for being here. But I want to make sure that you print these out and that you're filling these out weekly. It has week 1 for your career surveys, week 2, week 3, week 4. Same thing with your retail. I want you filling this out as you go. Don't think, I'm just going to wait till July 31. I'm going to print this off and then I'll go back. This is something that should be carried with you. If I come to your home, if I say, can I see your rodeo club? You should be able to pull this out of your notebook, out of your purse, out of your date book, on your desk. This should be where I am able to see it. So make sure that you've got your rodeo club sheets and that you are tracking. Okay, girls, I want to let you know, you heard me talk a little bit about seminar last week. Seminar is coming up 2016. And ladies, this is going to be such a huge, phenomenal seminar. The biggest thing that's going to be exciting is we're going to have all brand new nationals, all brand new consultants, all brand new directors, because they've mixed things around. Used to, we were in 5 seminars. Now we're in 4 seminars. So they've mixed us up a little bit, and we've got about 50 nationals in each one. So we are going to have some new and exciting, fresh faces, new top directors, new brand new nationals, new seasoned nationals, new that are going to be at the top, new inner circle nationals. We get to be at the feet of these women, and you don't want to miss the first time that we get to be in the space of people like Kathy Halou, the people like Debbie Moore, the people like Melody Fox. Melody Fox, do y'all follow Melody Fox? Melody Fox and I were talking all day long that I was finally like, I got to get off here. I got to get off here. I got to get some Mary Kay work done. She is the best of the best. Ladies, you want to be in what we call Mary Kay realness. You don't want to miss seminar. It is going to be like a light show. It is going to be like an award show. It's going to be like the Miss America pageant. It's going to be like You've Got Talent. It's going to be like everything you've ever dreamed of all rolled into one. It's going to be motivation. It's going to be inspiration. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be thrilling. And I can promise you right now, if you take a bet on me and you attend Seminar 2016, if for any reason that you are not satisfied, I promise you that I will fully refund you. If you are not satisfied, I am giving you my soul promise. hand over my heart that I will refund you your money. That's how much I believe the difference in you going to Seminar 2016. You can register on site. There's plenty, no need for anyone to call and wonder. There's plenty of spaces for you to register on site. We just want to make sure that you get a hotel room, that we can get you booked, we can get you connected with people and get all of that done. Now, the next thing I want to know, we talked about wholesale, and for the $600 bracelet, the new bangle that I printed a picture of, ladies, that can be a cumulative wholesale order. So everyone's goal in the entire area is $600 wholesale. We've already had a couple of people do that, and that's where I posted the tracking sheet that I'm tracking on my door at home. I want to mention Audacious Live, if you're local, is coming September 24th. So make sure that you have that on your books. And the grit cards, the majority of the grit cards have went out. If you have not received your grit card, when we get done, please private message me and say, Krista, I have not got your grit card yet. I'll be able to let you know if it's already been in the mail and maybe you just need to be looking for it, or maybe it got missed. If you've let me know this past week, then I have not been home and not got to get that out to you. But I want you to know your heritage. I want you to know where we came from. So I want to make sure that you have your grit card. Well, ladies, today something that I want to talk to you about that's on my heart just a little bit is customer service. I talked a little bit about customer service, and then I saw a Facebook post, and I thought, man, I may have to eat my words a little bit, because I talked about how much I prided myself in customer service. And I talked about how my slamming, smoking hot sister-in-law lives right down the road, and that even though she is so cute and so sassy, that I would almost put myself up against her in customer service. Then I saw where she had sold like $6,000 in product, and she had these cute little stickers all over and telling everyone thank you. And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have made that comment. But this is the bottom line. We all need to make sure that we're doing our best in customer service. And then when someone one-ups us, we just want to copy that customer service. So this is what I want to tell you about. Yesterday here in Shawnee, I went in TJ Maxx. I love TJ Maxx. Any of you know me, you've probably been to TJ Maxx with me at one point or another, because I love TJ Maxx. But I go back in this little area where it had like calendars and this or that, and this little gal says, can I help you? Are you finding everything okay? So I was kind of looking for some more of these calendars. I'm telling you, she talked to me. She was like, let me go see it. Oh, it's not that big a deal. She said, how's your experience with TJ Maxx? I said, oh, it's fabulous. I love TJ Maxx. She went on and on having this conversation with me. She went out of her way. Let me go look in the back. Let me go look on the truck. She said, it brings joy to my heart for you to be happy. We love for you to be happy in this store. We want you to be happy when you walk in. We want you to be happy when you walk out. My job here is to serve you. I wanted to just take this girl and just hug her and kiss her on the mouth. This is what customer service is. How many times do we go to any type of store, and one of my favorite shopping stores, they've taken so many employees away, I can never find anyone to wait on me. It's so aggravating. It's like, can someone let me in a dressing room? I'm ready to pay. Can someone come over here and take my money? And it's so aggravating. And then when the sales associates do, they're talking about each other. They're talking about they didn't get a break. They're talking about not getting paid. They're talking about this. They're talking about that. This sales associate was so nice, was so wonderful, and loved her job, loved the business that she was in, loved the company so much. It made me want to buy everything with her. So I want to ask you to ask yourself, what kind of experience are you giving your customers? What kind of experiences are you giving people around you? Maybe they're not even your customers. So let's just say you're at the grocery store or you're pumping gas and people are around you. Do you breathe out of you? When we are around people, we can either breathe life or death. Do you realize that? Do you realize we have the power to do that? Do you realize that when you are around people, that people can just feed off of you? And do they just breathe like, wow, that woman is happy. She is excited. I don't know what she does, but I can't wait to find out what she does, because she loves life. And she must love what she does. And then, of course, no wonder. they're not surprised when they come out and realize that you drive a pink Cadillac, or you drive a Mary Kay car, or you're delivering Mary Kay products. Or do you breathe death? When you're around people, are you just aggravated, huffing, puffing, not excited? Really think about the energy that you're letting off around you. Now, if you listen to the message that I made over our neighbors that were next door, and how the mom was so negative, and it didn't matter what was said, she was just negative about it. Well, this is what I want to tell you. These were her words, okay? So we're here for a week long, from Sunday night till Friday morning. And so they do all of these different rounds. So you can draw up like Sunday night, Friday morning, you can draw up Monday morning, which is what McKay drew up, Thursday night, blah, 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 blah. The best runs are what we call the middle, which would be like Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Well, a couple of great reasons is you have great runs on the cattle for that. Another reason, what she said, her daughter drew up that way. And I said, oh, wow, you drew up the middle. They're about 4 hours from here. And she said, yeah. She said, you know, my first thought was, well, gosh, if she doesn't do any good, I mean, I could just go home on, I could go home on Wednesday. I could be back home and be at work on Thursday. I was like, wow, like, what a thought process to come out of your mouth before the child even competes. If they did, you know, I'm like, you've paid all this money, you paid the entry fees, you paid for a campsite, you paid for a stall, you paid for all these things, but yet you're thinking, if she doesn't do any good, how fast could I get out of here? Well, guess what? They're gone today. Because what she thought, I can promise you, breathed into that child. And now she didn't do any good. So they have no reason to stay for what we call the last and final round. You know, like the short round, sometimes we don't make the short round. But this is what I know. McKay doesn't rope again until tomorrow night. I don't know what he will do. I don't know what the cattle will do. I don't know what the horse will do. But I want him to know when he backs in that box that I think he can do anything. And that I'm to stay until the last dog in the fight. That I'm here for him. That's what I want him to believe. So I want you to think, what are you saying and what are you breathing around to strangers and around to your family, and that people are there? Are you giving your personal family customer service? You know, sometimes I think that we treat our own the worst. You know, maybe we open the door for, we're going into a convenience store and we see someone that we don't even know, and we open the door and they say thank you. So, you know, we let someone else go in first. They drop something, we pick it up. But then when it's our own family or our own kids, what do we tend to do? They drop something, get that. You know, we don't open the door for them. We stand there, we let the door go back, we let the door hit them. Some of you kind of know what I'm talking about. Why, when it's others, our actions come out to be so mannerly and to be so nice. But then when it comes to our own, those actions don't come out. I want us to think, what are we breathing around us? Not only are we giving Mary Kay great customer service, but are we giving our friends and our family great customer service? You know, the number one thing that we were talking about last week was booking. And I want you to know that when we talked about bookings, that we said that bookings was the lifeline of your business. And so, ladies, I think that there's no one on here that wouldn't agree with me that we've got to get bookings, okay? We've got to get bookings. I showed you those calendars last week, and if they're snow white, then you're out of business. So we all know that we've got to get those bookings. I hope that you got out that Mary Kay list. If you didn't have a Mary Kay contact list, I hope you made it. I hope you made the P&M. You remember the P&M that we talked about? I hope that you started right there. The next thing that we're going to talk about was we were going to talk a little bit about coaching. And I said that coaching is kind of like that customer service. I said that coaching was just insurance on your business. Now, I've not been the best coach. I'm going to be first and foremost to tell you that Angie would talk to me and talk to me and talk to me about pre-profiling my people. And, you know, I had a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old. So the fact that I booked a skincare class or that I booked a debut and I got the list of who was going to be there, And for me to get all my stuff rounded up and get my car loaded and that type of thing, and then to call all these people, like, really? She wanted me to call these people? Like, I'm already got her saying she's going to have 10 people there. But see, what she was trying to teach me was before I drove 2 hours, before I drove 1 hour, 30 minutes, that I wanted to make sure that those people were invested in me before I went to invest in them. So a little bit about what pre-profiling is going to look like is you're going to first coach your hostess, okay? So Susie has said that she will have 2 friends over and she's going to have a party for you. Well, first of all, you're going to coach your hostess and let her know a little bit about what to expect. Now, I'm not going to go in exactly what you need to use for a hostess program, but you need to decide on a hostess program. And whatever that hostess program is, I want you to decide it and I want you to stick to it, okay? So that's the first thing I'm going to say. So when we're booking someone, that we're not thinking, now how'd that go? Now, how'd this go? So I'm going to give you 2 examples of a hostess program. The first example is when I started brand new as a beauty consultant, the ongoing thing was 75 for 25. 75 for 25. Wow! $75 worth of Mary Kay for only $25. Hot dog. Yeah, I'll hold you a skincare class. I'll invite a couple of people over. 75 for 25. I said to my director, 75 for 25. Oh my gosh, I'm going to go broke. Okay, $75. That's really $37.50. Half of it, half price, $37.50. Then they're going to pay you $25. So 25 from $37.50 leaves you with $12.50. So basically, I was going to spend $12.50. But to do 75 for 25, they had to do XYZ, like so much in outside sales, so much in sales at the party, so many people at the party. You know, I was going to make sure that I got enough sales. It was going to take care of that $12.50. Ladies, I did it for years, 75 for 25, okay? Then I'm going to tell you that I went through a time in my career, I went really high in my career, got to where I wasn't doing a lot of personal skincare classes. And then I came back around at a time in my career when I was losing, I want you to hear that, lose, like loser, losing my Cadillac, okay? Losing my Cadillac. And I knew that no one was going to get this Cadillac back but me. This girl right here, okay? No one was going to work like I was going to work because that car was parked in my garage. So I called up Senior Sales Director Angela Ferry, Top Sales Director, and I said, Angela, I know you hold a ton of parties. I know you do a ton of classes. What do you do? She said, well, I give $25 for any person that lets me give them a facial that's never been facialed. I was like, $25. Oh my gosh, I'll go broke. There's no way. I can't afford that. I mean, I was already broke. I mean, I can't afford $25. She said, Krista, it's never come back to bite me in the hiney. Trust me. She said, then I do 50 free with 3. 5 or more, shop at the half price store. I didn't like those options. Those sounded too expensive. But I was backed up against the wall. I needed some cash. I needed some money, and I did not want to lose that Cadillac. So what do we do when we're backed up against the wall? What we should do if we're smart is we take advice from people that we want to trade places with. And right then, I wanted to trade places with Angela Ferry. So I took her advice. So the first person that I booked, I said $25 in free makeup. Guess what? She booked. She bought more than it paid for that difference if it costed me $12.50. So every time I personally have done a hostess program, it's cost me that $12.50, and it's never come back to bite me. If anyone did not buy the extra, the next person bought 2 to 3 times more, and it all made up for it. So that became my hostess program. $25 free for a facial, 50 free with 3, 5 or more, shop at the half price store. So if you have a hostess program that your director teaches or that's been working for you, just do this to whatever you just heard. Just la, 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 la. Don't listen to it. If you don't have a hostess program that is working, find a hostess program that you like. Find a hostess program that if I came and said, if you'll do 75 for 25, I'll give you all of these earrings, every color you want. I'll give you these necklaces. What would excite you? That's my point. What would excite you? Because if you're excited about it, you're going to sell it. And then I ask that you stay regular with it. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. So you've got your hostess program. So now you've got your hostess. So Susie says she's going to be your hostess. When you coach her, the first thing you want to do is you just want to make a short phone call with Susie and let her know what she is expected. Okay, what is expected of her and what your duties are. Because most people, they've not held a skincare class. They have no idea. Oh my gosh, I'm having a party. What do you think with a party? Most of us that have had a party, that have thrown a party, most of us have been a child's birthday party. So what did that consist of? A lot of work. That's what that consisted of. It consisted of banners. It consisted of balloons. It consisted of a huge invitation list, buying the napkins and the plates and everything that matched. We think of work when we think of party. So the first thing, she's booked with you, but she might already be thinking, man, what was I thinking? I don't think I want to have a party. So you want to coach this hostess to let her know what is expected of her. Now that's between you and your director or whatever you decide. If you have any expectations, if she has to have so much in sales, that type of thing. This is what my coaching would look like. My coaching was always to let them know that they were there for the party and for the skincare class. All I needed from them was some light refreshments. Those were my words, light refreshments. I don't want them cooking for 2 days because the people are not there to eat. If they get to eat on a feast that has been cooked for 2 days, they're not going to pay any attention to me and to my cosmetics, okay? Not to me or to my cosmetics. So I want light refreshments. I'm going to suggest that she does lemonade or Hawaiian punch and just some cookies or sweet rolls or something of that. So light refreshments, that's it. I'm going to make sure that she has got a kitchen table, a card table, something, however many people that I'm going to make sure that she's got it set up the way that it needs to be set up. And the bottom line is I'm going to let her know what is expected of her. If I want her to have outside sales, if I want her to, if we have an agreement of X amount of people to be there, whatever it is, ease her mind where she knows, bottom line is, spiff the house up just a little bit, just the living room, the dining room, wherever you're going to be, serve some light refreshments, bring a few friends over, the end. Let her shoulders just be eased, that she doesn't have to do much because you know what? You're going to do the rest. Then you're going to ask her for a list of guests and their phone numbers. List of guests and their phone numbers. In this day and age, I don't even do email anymore. That's personally up to you. But I would do a list of guests and their phone numbers. And then girls, you want to call or text each and every one of those guests. And this is the insurance, because when you let them know that you are depending on them, that Susie, when she has X amount of guests there, she's going to get her $75 in free Mary Kay or whatever it is that she's going to get, then that's when they're fixing to go out the door and they think, I think I won't go tonight. They're going to be like, man, she doesn't have her 3 people there. She's not going to get that $75 in free Mary Kay. And I told that Mary Kay woman that she could rely on me. I was going to be there. That's going to make her rethink what she's doing, of whether she's coming or she's not coming. I would let her know that I'm going to have a special goodie bag just for her at her tray in her mirror. I would let her know, is there anything that she would be interested in, any problem areas, any products, because we're not going to be able to talk. Mary Kay has so many amazing products. We're not going to be able to talk about every product in the book that night. But that way she doesn't come to the skincare class and think, wow, I've really been looking for something for these deep fine lines and wrinkles or whatever it is, and the lady didn't even talk about. So that you can have that specialty product there for, and at the individual consultation, go over that with her. So ladies, that is a little bit about your booking. I want to make sure that when you book them, that you are willing to coach them, okay? So coaching your hostess and coaching each individual guest, you will double your retention. If you're like me, which was booking a hostess, and whether she told me she had 2 or whether she told me she had 10, I was showing up at the front door and I was taking her word for it. When I started coaching my events, I started doubling my numbers. And this is the thing about it. If you are going to leave your home, and so for me, my kids were 1 and 4. If I was going to leave my home, leave my 2 little ones, leave my husband, and drive, whether it be 30 minutes or 3 hours, I needed to make the most use of my time. So the difference of there being 2 people or there being 10 people made a big difference. And the fact that it mattered whether I coached that appointment or not, that was my business. It wasn't Angie's job to do it for me. It wasn't the hostess's job, because you know what? She's really just kind of doing me a favor. So a lot of times as a beauty consultant, we get fussed up at the hostess. We're like, she's not a woman of her word. She told me she was going to have 6 people there. She only had 2 people there. Well, you know, she didn't even really realize what she was doing. She just told you she would invite a couple of friends and let you come over, okay? So we got to make sure that what we're saying equals up with what we're doing. Okay, so are we treating this like a job? Are we treating this like a job? Insurance on your home. Would you buy a brand new home and not take out insurance? You know, my girlfriend just bought a brand new washer. She was telling me all about it, that it wasn't one of those front loads. It was the old-timey kind with the knobs. She didn't want all them push buttons, and she like to never found one. And guess what? It's already went out. Well, guess what? Her mom said, do you have a protection plan? Because if not, she would have just been without. But she had a protection plan when she went to Lowe's. So guess what? They're replacing it. They're coming out to fix it. So that's what this is. This is insurance and a protection plan upon your business. So that's why it's so very important. So very important that you make sure that you coach. Now, a few more things. I'm going to put my glasses back on. Make sure I go over everything with you. Okay, so also, I just want to mention that pre-profiling each guest at every event, and also for your guest events. So ladies, maybe you say, I'm not a director. When you invite someone and they invite a few more people, ladies, make sure that you follow up. Make sure that when you're inviting for a guest event, you let them know that they can bring a friend. Because I don't know about you, but if you invited me tonight to a fashion show, I'd probably like to come, but I'd probably be a little intimidated to come into some place, a bridal shop that I'd never been in. But if you told me that I could bring someone, I can tell you, I would bring Mackenzie, I would bring Nan, I would bring my girlfriend, I would bring someone with me, which would be another person for you. So make sure that when you're inviting people to guest events, that you let them know that you would love to share this with their friends. Okay, another thing is when you book your classes, I really try not to book out past 2 weeks. Will I? Yes, I will. I'm never going to turn away a booking. But I'm going to tell you that I say to the person, when she says, you know, what does your date book look like? When I say, what does your date book look like? You know, this is kind of a little bit about how I go about booking, okay? So I'm going a little bit backwards here. But when she says, yeah, I'll have a skincare class. You know, I'll invite 2 friends over. Okay, great. Well, first of all, I know when I want to hold my skincare classes, okay? So I want to make sure that you know that you're running your business. So if you only hold your classes on Saturdays, or you only hold your classes on Tuesday and Thursday, or maybe you're open every night of the week. But the bottom line is, before I go to have this conversation with her, I'm going to know my calendar. I'm not going to book over my child's ball game, or I'm not going to book over my doctor's appointment. So it's going to go something like this. Let's pretend that I hold my classes on Tuesday and Thursday because I never miss a meeting. Do you hear that, girls? I never miss a Mary Kay meeting to hold a party. You never miss a Mary Kay meeting to hold a party. So I'm going to say, okay, great. Well, I hold my appointments on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Which is best for you? Tuesdays? Okay, great. Tuesdays is great. So mornings or afternoons? Afternoons. Okay, perfect. So would 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock be better? Probably in the later, like closer to 6. Okay, I can do 6 or 6:30. Ladies, just giving them the options, they'll give you the answer and you can book them. But if you say, when do you want to hold your class? They're going to be like, I don't know. Can we do that in a couple of weeks? That's going to be their answer. I don't know. Can we do that in a couple of weeks? You want to automatically say, I can do a Tuesday or a Thursday. Which one's best for you? I can do morning or evening. Which one's best for you? If you say, if you're saying, well, Krista, I can't do mornings. I work. Okay, I can do in the evenings. I can either do 6 or 6:30. Which would be best for you? They feel like they're getting the choice. You've got to have your verbiage, but if you just say, when do you want to hold this? They don't know when they want to hold it. Most people don't go by a schedule. Most people don't live by a calendar. And if they say, well, you know, can I do that really around the 1st of August? I would reply, You know, really, I try to hold all of my appointments in the next 2 weeks. So can we look at can we look at the next 2 weeks? And if we just can't find a date that's suitable for both of us, I will move into the next week, into August. But can we look at July 1st? Would that be an option for you? Now, if she looks and says, well, I'm going to be gone this week, I'm going to be gone this week. Okay, well, then I'm going to book her for that. But try to. But if they automatically just say, you know, I tell you what, I'm going to do that at the end. I'm going to do that right now. What you're hearing, I'm going to do that if my kids start to school. No, we're not going to do that after the kids start to school. We're going to do it now. Okay? That is, and you're going to say that to them. But I'm telling you that we are going to get them on the date book now. That's what we're worried about. Okay, so the last things that I want to tell you about is we're going to book, we're going to coach, we're going to sell. This new product is, oh my goodness, this new product that has come out. You know, it's always a telltale sign. The Nationals get the product first, and it comes in this box. And when the box opens, and before you know it, Mackenzie has went to the bedroom with half of it, you know it's going to be a good fall season. Because she said, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. This new product that is coming out is absolutely over the top amazing, over the top amazing. So this is the deal. You've got to get booked up and you've got to be ready to sell. You've got to know your product. And ladies, sharing this opportunity. We're going to continue to talk. We're going to talk more next time on selling, and then we're going to finish up that last week on recruiting. But you've got to be ready to share this opportunity. You know, Tiffany asked me to do something. She asked if I would be willing to make a marketing video where y'all could use it. So that's something that's on my list of things to do. And so I am going to get that done, but have not had the time to get that done so far. But I want you to know that until then, for your marketing surveys and your marketing shares and your interviews, I want you to decide what marketing tool that you are going to use, and I want you to get good at it. I want you to know which one you like. Know why you like it. It doesn't matter which one that you use, but know which one you like and know why you like it. Ladies, as we close up today, I want you to know that our area is the Wild West area. Most of you know the story, but in that January, before we debuted, we were in Los Angeles, California, and there were several directors sitting at the table, and they all had their name tags on, and they all were from the same city in Texas. And when they got up and left, Angie said, oh my gosh, did you notice that every one of the sales directors were from the same town? And I was like, no. I said, but that one, I mean, she was somebody. She was like, what do you mean she was somebody? I was like, well, I don't know. I mean, I could just tell. She was somebody. And Bill looked at me and he said, let me tell you something. That's what you call Texas swagger. And the two of you need to get a little bit of it. Well, girls, I took it to heart. You know, Texas swagger means that you just walk a little taller. You stand a little straighter, that you have a little more confidence. I'm not talking cockiness. I'm talking confidence. You have to have some confidence. And right then and right there, we developed the term Wild West swagger. We decided that we would walk with swagger. We would talk with swagger. We would share with swagger. And then this past November, Kathy Halou shared the word grit. And I was like, oh my gosh in heaven. This is why I'm here, because I've had grit. Grit stands for gratitude. Ladies, every day, I hope either going to sleep or waking up in the morning, you will ask yourself one thing that you are grateful for that day. Resilience. I hope that you choose to be resilient every day through the day. No matter what happens, no matter what knocks you off the sidewalk, that you will get right back on one more time. Integrity, that you will choose to walk into the shoes of integrity no matter what comes down that sidewalk, that you will always have integrity and know that your name is the only thing that we leave with in this earth. And that we will do everything with tenacity, absolute tenacity. But this is the bottom line, girls. We have to have grit. I want you to get grit. I want you to get grittier. I want you to get tough. I want you to be willing to do whatever it takes. And ladies, if you want to go to the top, I said last week, if you would spend 1 week giving this job, your Mary Kay business, the same amount of effort and the same amount of respect that you would give a regular job, that you would see mountains, you would see hurdles coming over. So ladies, today, what I want to ask you is, I want to ask you, would you just give it 24 hours? Would you give yourself 24 hours of respect? 24 hours of grit. Put everything else to the side and give it your all. Ladies, we are looking for DIQs. We are going for Gold Circle this year. Our theme this year is grit, glitter, and gold. Ladies, everyone is going to know who we are. They are going to know that we are women of stamina, that we are women of grit, and no matter what comes our way, we are just like that clock. We keep on, we take a licking and keep on ticking. There is nothing that shuts us down. So I want you to know your heritage. I want you to know where you came from. And I want you to know that you are part of women that come from true grit. We aren't afraid to get our hands dirty, and we aren't afraid to work. Ladies, what deserves your work ethic today? That's what I want to ask you. So I want you to list your one takeaway on the Grit Girls Boxer. I want you to tell me your one takeaway. I love the affirmations that you shared with me last week. I can't wait until next week. It's going to be on selling. We are going to talk all about selling. So I want you to make sure right now, are you clear on booking? Do you have your hostess plan intact? Are you clear and have clarity on booking? Do you know which hostess plan you are using? Are you clear on that? Do you know how to coach your hostess? And do you know how to pre-profile each individual guest? That's what I want you to gain clarity on in these last two grit conversations. So here's to signing off. It's Getting Gritty with Krista in July.